Hello friends, add 1 pound or 450 grams of ground beef, crack in 1 egg, season with 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and 1 teaspoon of paprika. Now add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, 1 tablespoon of mustard. Finely chop a small bunch of parsley. It's not just there for color. Parsley is full of vitamin K for strong bones and vitamin C for our immune system. It also adds a gentle freshness that lifts the flavor of the meat and makes the whole mixture feel brighter. Sprinkle it into the bowl. Mix everything together. Use your hand if you can. The warmth of your hand helps the seasoning spread evenly. Don't overmix though, because overmixed meat can turn dense. Stop as soon as the mixture looks uniform. Friends, I always enjoy knowing where you're from. Please share your city and country, and if you're in the US, let me know your state. In a frying pan, melt a little butter over medium heat. As it slowly melts, the kitchen fills with that gentle, creamy aroma that always makes me think of baking days at home. To keep the butter from burning, add a small splash of vegetable oil. This way, we get the rich flavor of butter with the stability of oil. Finely chop 1 bell pepper. I love using bell peppers. Their bright colors always remind me of summer gardens and busy market days, when the stalls were full of fresh vegetables. They're also packed with vitamin C, even more than citrus fruits, which helps keep our immune system strong. If you have any questions about the recipe, don't hesitate to drop them in the comments, and I'll reply as soon as I can. Add the pepper to the pan with the butter and oil, and let it sizzle gently. Soon the kitchen will fill with that sweet, fresh aroma that makes the base of so many comforting dishes. Friends, if you enjoyed the video, a like would be much appreciated. It's the best way to support me. Next, chop half of an onion. Onions are such a simple ingredient, yet they bring so much flavor and goodness. They're rich in antioxidants and can help support heart health. Friends, if you like my content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for more recipes like this. Add it to the pan as well. Stir and let it cook together with the pepper. The smell of onion frying always takes me back to my mother's kitchen. Now, cut 1 carrot into small cubes. Carrots bring a gentle sweetness and such a bright splash of color. They make the dish look warm and inviting. They're also rich in beta-carotene, which helps keep our eyes healthy. Add the carrot to the pan and let it cook together with the onion and pepper until all the vegetables turn soft and release their natural aroma. When everything is ready, remove the pan from the heat. Add these sautéed vegetables into the bowl with ground beef. Sprinkle in 3 tablespoons of flour. This will help hold everything together. Mix again until the mixture is even. Now, place 2 eggs into a small saucepan. Cover them with water. Put the lid on and bring to a gentle boil. Cook for 7 to 10 minutes. Once ready, remove them from the heat, let them cool, and peel. Then grate the eggs on a grater. Eggs are such a wonderful ingredient. They're rich in protein, vitamins D and B12, and they give us energy while also helping the filling stay soft and creamy. Transfer them to a bowl. Now, grate 3.5 ounces or 100 grams of soft cheese. As you grate, notice how soft and fragrant it is. Cheese is not only delicious, but also rich in calcium and protein, so it helps keep our bones strong. Once grated, add it straight into the bowl with the eggs. Next, finely grate 2 garlic cloves on a mini grater. Fresh garlic has such a wonderful aroma, and it's known for its natural antibacterial properties that help support our immune system. Add the garlic to the same bowl. Add 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. One teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Mix everything together until creamy. Then, on a piece of parchment paper or plastic wrap, take some of the meat mixture and flatten it into a small rectangle, just like I show in the video. As I press the meat down, I always remember how my mother used to shape meat rolls by hand at the kitchen table. She never rushed, and each one looked a little different, but that was the charm. They were made with care and love. Spread a spoonful of the egg cheese mixture on top. Take your time with this step too. Slice 2 to 3 pickles into thin strips. Pickles bring a gentle tang and freshness that balance the richness of the meat and cheese. They also add a nice crunch inside, making every bite more interesting. Now, carefully wrap it all up like rolls, pressing gently and sealing the edges so the filling stays safely inside. Take your time here. This step always feels a little special. As I form each meat rolls, I think of it almost like wrapping up a small gift for the family, one that will open up at the table with delicious surprise inside. Don't worry if they're not all perfectly even. Homemade food carries the love of the hands that make it, and that's what makes it taste so comforting. Now, prepare a baking dish. Brush the bottom with a little olive oil using a brush so the meat rolls don't stick. Place the meat rolls in the dish. Bake in a preheated oven at 360 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. Next, place 3 potatoes into a saucepan. Cover with water. Add 1 teaspoon of salt and boil for about 15 minutes until tender. While the potatoes are cooking, finely chop 3 mushrooms. I always enjoy this step. Mushrooms are soft and easy to cut, and their earthy aroma already starts to fill the kitchen as you slice them. Take your time with the chopping, keeping the pieces even, so they cook quickly and evenly. In a small pan, melt a bit of butter. Sauté the mushrooms until golden and fragrant. Now check the potatoes with a knife. If it slides in easily, they're ready. Drain and transfer to a bowl. While they're still warm, mash them until fluffy. This step always takes me back to childhood. When the whole family gathered in the kitchen, everyone wanted to take a turn with the potato masher. The laughter, the smell of butter and potatoes. Those small moments made dinner feel so special. Add the sautéed mushrooms to the bowl. Grate in 2 ounces or 60 grams of Parmesan cheese. I love this moment. The smell of freshly grated Parmesan is so rich and nutty. It always reminds me of cozy dinners where even a simple potato dish felt elegant with just a sprinkle of cheese. Add the Parmesan straight into the bowl with the fluffy potatoes and golden mushrooms. Next, finely chop a little fresh green onion. The onion gives a gentle crunch and a burst of freshness that balances the creaminess of the cheese and potatoes. Add that in as well. Mix well, the mash becomes creamy, fragrant, and full of flavor. Now, in a bowl, combine 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and half a tablespoon of mustard. Stir well. Take the meat rolls out of the oven. Brush them generously with the glaze. Sprinkle with a little grated cheese. And return them to the oven for another 10 minutes at 360 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. Take the meat rolls out, let them rest a couple of minutes, and place them on a plate. Add a generous spoonful of the potato mushroom mash on the side. Slice into one roll so you can see the creamy filling inside. The juicy meat, the creamy filling, and the soft potato mash all come together in such a beautiful way. Thank you for cooking with me today. I hope this recipe brings warmth and joy to your table, just as it does to mine. But that's not all. I've a second equally delicious recipe for you. Start by cracking 5 eggs into a large mixing bowl. I always think back to my childhood when farm-fresh eggs were gathered early in the morning. Their bright yolks made every dish feel special. Add 1 teaspoon of salt to the eggs. Whisk them until smooth and well blended, letting a little air in as you go. This makes the eggs light and fluffy, the perfect base for our dish. Now, drizzle a good amount of olive oil into a large frying pan and let it heat up. Next, cut into small, even cubes about 3 pounds, or 1.3 kilograms of potatoes. They're such a classic comfort food, simple, hearty, and full of the kind of energy that keeps us going through the day. Carefully add the potatoes into the pan. They'll sizzle right away. And that sound always reminds me of cozy family dinners, when you knew something warm and hearty was on the stove. As they cook, season the potatoes with 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Give them a good stir so each little piece is coated evenly. Keep frying until the potatoes turn beautifully golden and crisp on the edges, but soft and tender inside. This will take a few minutes, so stay close. Stir them now and then, and just enjoy the wonderful aroma filling the kitchen. When the potatoes are ready, transfer them into a large mixing bowl. Pour in the beaten eggs we prepared earlier, and gently stir until every little cube of potato is coated. Next, take a baking dish lined with parchment paper. Spoon in about 2/3 of the potato and egg mixture. Now, drizzle a bit of olive oil into a frying pan and let it warm up. Add 1 pound or 450 grams of ground beef. Let it sizzle until browned and fragrant, releasing its juices. Ground beef is such a classic ingredient, rich in protein and iron. It gives us strength and energy. As it cooks, it always takes me back to family dinners when the smell of sizzling meat would drift through the whole house, letting us know a good meal was on its way. While the beef cooks, finely chop 1 onion. I love how onions melt into the dish, giving both sweetness and depth. They've always been a staple in family kitchens, adding comfort and warmth with every bite. Add the onion to the pan once the beef is browned. Then grate 2 cloves of garlic on a mini grater. Just a little garlic goes a long way. The moment it hits the pan, the air fills with that familiar, cozy scent that always takes me back to evenings in my grandmother's kitchen. Add the garlic to the pan. Now for the seasoning, add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of oregano, and 1 teaspoon of paprika. Stir everything together so the spices wrap around the meat and onions. Let it all cook gently for about 10 minutes until the onions soften and the flavors mingle into something rich and comforting. Spoon in the cooked ground beef mixture, spreading it evenly so every bite has a bit of that rich, savory goodness. For the finishing touch, let's add cheese. Cut pieces of cheddar, just like I show in the video, and lay them across the top of the beef. Finally, spread the remaining third of our potato and egg mixture over the top, pressing it down gently to seal the edges. This gives the casserole a beautiful, even layer. Now it's ready for the oven. Bake at 360 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for about 30 minutes. Let's prepare a colorful vegetable garnish. Heat a drizzle of olive oil in a pan. First, dice one peeled zucchini into small cubes. I always enjoy this step. The soft crunch of the knife on the board, the bright green color of the zucchini. It feels so fresh and full of life. Add it into the pan and let it soften gently. Next, finely chop one onion. As I slice, I can't help but think of how onions were always the start of so many family meals. Their aroma filling the kitchen before the rest of the dinner even began. Onions bring that gentle sweetness as they cook, adding both warmth and comfort to the vegetables. Stir them into the zucchini and let the flavors blend together. Now, finely chop 8 mushrooms. I always find there's something calming about this step. The soft, earthy scent of mushrooms rises the moment you cut into them. Add them to the pan and stir. As they cook, they'll release their moisture and take on that rich, earthy flavor that makes everything taste hearty and comforting. Then, finely chop 2 cloves of garlic. The moment you slice into it, That rich, familiar aroma comes alive, sharp at first, but soon turning warm and inviting. Add them in. Give the pan a quick stir so the garlic infuses its cozy aroma through all the vegetables. For color and crunch, cut 1 bell pepper into small cubes. Bell peppers aren't just beautiful, they're full of vitamin C, giving our dish both brightness and a healthy boost. And add it in. Let it soften just slightly so it keeps its brightness and a gentle bite. Finally chop a bunch of fresh parsley and stir it through. It lifts the whole garnish with freshness and color. Next, grate 2 ounces or 60 grams of Parmesan cheese. I always love this step. The sharp, nutty aroma of Parmesan fills the air, and those light, fluffy shavings fall like little snowflakes onto the board. Add it to the pan and give everything one last mix. The Parmesan melts into the vegetables, adding richness and depth. And there you have it, a vibrant, flavorful garnish that will make our casserole look and taste extra special. Now it's time to check on our casserole. After about 30 minutes, take it out of the oven and let it rest for a few minutes. This helps the layers set and makes it easier to slice. To serve, cut 2 hearty slices and place them on a plate. Add a spoonful of the colorful vegetable garnish on the side. The bright peppers, tender zucchini, and mushrooms bring such freshness and balance to the dish. The potatoes are soft and comforting, the beef is rich and full of flavor, and the vegetables add a cheerful touch of color. I truly hope it brings the same warmth and joy to your table as it always does to mine. Thank you for cooking with me today. Until next time, happy cooking.